Hello, I'm Jay Rags, and I'd like to talk today about Chip 'n Dale Park Life. Just came out 2021. Seems to be a pretty innocent show until you look into it a bit further. This one, called A Nut You Can't Refuse, obviously a play on an offer you can't refuse, in which they meet these. Where is it? They meet there's the mafia. They have a contract. Hang on. They meet the mafia. There's the mafia guy with the two goons. It's not. There you go. Two goons with the mafia person in the middle. They give him a contract, and there's this other bunny who's like sweeping up for them. Yeah. And then he's got no money. As you can see there. He can't pay them back. Or no, he's got no money and he signs the contract. They give him all these nuts. And then they're in trouble, getting chased by them and somehow get away. So that's Offer You Can't Refuse, which is maybe, playful enough. But then there's Friends of the Family. This one's called. So there's the mafia people again. Come along, the organized crime. They're shaking people down. They're saying, if you don't give us something, this guy gives them the bone, then they shoot him with a spider gun. Oh, that'll come up later, which traps me here. It's an actual gun. It sounds. Oh yeah, and then the mafia guy. I'll get to that. The mafia guy gets trapped in this thing, and the other two big guys just run away. They're like, run away. And so Chip and Dale help him out. They get him out of there. And he's all happy. He's like, oh, thank you. Thanks for getting me out. And then these guys come back. They were hiding. They come back. They're like, oh, yes, we're here to protect you. There's the spider gun, which sounds like a real gun. Like, it makes the noises of a gun, basically, and shoots webs. But the mafia person is not happy with them, so gives Chip and Dale the spider gun and says, come on, follow me, guys. So they get to someone's house and they're like, oh, hello. Chip and Dale have no clue what's going on. Showing the spider gun to the baby bunnies there. And the mama bunny is like, what? Because they're, looks like they're threatening the bunnies. So the boss guy gets all these carrots. So then they go to a bee's house and they shoot a bunch of them. And they go to a snail's house and take his shell and a frog and they take that stuff. Then they go to a dog. And Chip and Dale realize that everyone's scared of them because they're shaking them down, right? He's pointing the spider gun at him and he's running away. And they realize, oh, we're being mean. They're like, oh, we're not mean, we're nice. Okay. But the mafia guy's like, no, shoot him. And they're like, no, we won't do it. So then they're on the run from the mafia guy and somehow get away. Oh no, the spider actually protects them. Like, no. And fights the boss off. And everything's good. Cool. So yeah, definitely it's called Friends of the Family. It's definitely a reference to mafia and organized crime, and I just don't understand why that plot line is needed in a kids show like this in 2021. The other one I want to show is this one here. where this thing comes in, which is like a microphone from a guy being held outside. So they're like, oh, a guest, and they basically get drunk with their guests, like popping tops off this. They're drinking it, and then they're like dancing around, right? They're like dancing around, but then they're dancing around this guy, and then this guy falls off the microphone, and like, uh-oh, and they think he's dead. So they basically spend the rest of the episode hiding his body. They hide his body in there, and then someone comes over, and they're like hiding the body from that girl. I assume it's a girl. Who knows? And then he's like gonna, take her out as well because she's onto them or something. And yeah, so it's basically them. And they run away with the body and then hide the body. I just don't understand. There's one more. I couldn't get to it on the screen, but I gotta find it now. But yeah, the last one I want to talk about is they get this berry, and too far. Oh. And then this figure comes over them, and they're like, "Oh no, this is our berry," and it's the owl. And the owl comes out. He's got blood all over his lips. Oops. He's sitting there with red all over him, and watching this scene as an adult, I'm like, that owl just eat those chipmunks, right? But then, oh no, I guess it's, he ate the berry, and that's why his cheeks were all red. But like, it really looks like he ate the chipmunks. And I just don't know if kids pick up on it, I guess, but it's unnecessary, I guess. I mean, I used to really like shows that had adult humor in them when I was a teenager or something. I'd get all the jokes, and I went to the one SpongeBob movie and was laughing when all the kids were not laughing. It was pretty funny, but I don't know. I just the things that they're portraying, it's still like violent. They're like going around with a spider gun and pointing it at other animals, and they're, maybe they're like getting drunk one is just like silly, but then they have like this dead body they're dragging around, obviously like hiding and like trying to hide things from people and being sneaky and being like, it's not really an innocent show. I'd say it's kind of teaching like violence and, sneaking around and lying and stuff. But anyway, now to get into the copyright stuff. Disney is quite insane. Disney's crazy. The previous video I did was having short clips. That's why I only did still images for this one, hoping this one won't get dinged. But just doing still clips, doing little clips. I did like 5-second clips here and there. I just skipping through and talking about what was going on, and my voice was over it. You couldn't hear the audio really, so there's no reason to watch the video to watch the the show that's in the background. It's not it's not copying. It's not posting what they did and like saying it's my own or whatever, or like posting and trying to get around like their ad revenue or whatever. It's purely a review, which is fair use. But as soon as I posted, they took down, it was like half of it was gone basically, and then a few minutes later another half of it was gone, another half was gone. It was down to like just where I was skipping around and like going like this, and then that got copyright strike as well. So I tried trying still images because I don't want to go through a huge dispute just to post a video and not doing anything with it. But Yeah, so that's the funness of dealing with Disney, I guess. Until next time.